I don't know if they didn't give me a countdown.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
We're losing our democracy!
More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Wake up!
Before we get into that, let's get into this.
How's it going there, everybody? Welcome to the Liberty Bowl. I don't know how that intro went just because we didn't get a countdown. Fucking, you know how Rumble is. They're up to their wonky stuff again. But anyway, it is live stream Friday, of course, as we do most Fridays here, because every now and then we skip a week or two. But anyway, of course, we come together. We talk about the latest in news, politics, the fall of Western civilization as we know it, and anything else that we could think about at the time. Joining me, as always, is my co-host Liberty Swine. First off, how are you? And then second of all, how was your Independence Day?
It was damn good, man. I hope everybody out there had a good fourth. Just chilling out here, digging the heat, man. We work outside, so it's pretty fucking hellish right now. But of course, it happens every year. No climate alarm systems,
Right,
but everything's good, man. Watching this administration burn, I guess.
right, man. Watching it fucking fall and collapse in real time. Um,
Sucks.
yeah,
Sucks.
yeah, it really does, man. It's been a dude. I'll be honest, man. I've been really kind of bummed out that we didn't record last week. Of course, last week it was Independence Day. I mean, of course, I took my kids to see the fireworks. Fireworks didn't even start till like fucking 9 o'clock. So I mean, I wasn't gonna make it back here in time. I was just like, fuck it, we're doing fireworks tonight, you guys. So yeah, it was fun times. But yeah, dude, I really wanted to um record last week, and then I also wanted to put some stuff together this week, but yeah, I just never got around to it, man. Because of course, man, that this whole Epstein thing's just been boiling up inside me, and of course, giving it the old Bongino rule. Of course, today some stuff has even come out further to where Bongino and apparently now Kash Patel as well are threatening to resign if Pam Bondi's not either fired or forced to resign herself. So I don't know if everyone's just trying to either dogpile on Pam Bondi. I'll be honest, I've been suspicious of Pam Bondi since fucking day one, with her whole red flag laws down there in Florida and shit like that. So I've never really been too big of a Bondi fan in the first place, but apparently that seems to be the latest thing. So we're going to be talking about that, but we're also going to be, of course, bringing it into the broader context of what everyone's been talking about this week, and that is, of course, there is no fucking Epstein files, man. What are you guys talking about? There was never any Epstein files. Yeah, he definitely killed himself. There was no client list. There's definitely nobody possible that could be implicated with any of the evidence that we don't have on anybody because it doesn't exist. So that's that. Yeah, so pretty much we're going to be talking about all of that. Of course, there's also the other stuff, the Texas flood. Of course, you have to recognize there's a lot of lives lost during this past week during these Texas floods. Because of course our hearts go out to all those who were lost, all the families and stuff like that. So we'll be talking about the Texas floods because of course the left has politicized it as they always do. Uh, but yeah, we'll be talking about that. The big beautiful bill has passed and has been signed into law, and well, has been signed in by Donald Trump, and of course that's opening up a whole new can of worms right now, at least in terms of suppressors, the NFA in general, and a couple other things as well too. Of course, the borders getting much more funding, whole bunch of stuff. So we're talking a little bit about that. And the leftards have been attacking ICE as they have been for the past couple of months, but they're escalating now to the point where they're starting to shoot at police officers. They have shot federal agents. They're getting to the point of I mean there's protests, there's insurrections. At this point, they're kind of like militant insurgencies. At this point, like it's not necessarily like it's hard to deny that America is in a state of severe civil unrest at this point. So yeah, we're going to talk about all this stuff, but of course, we're going to be talking about Epstein first and foremost. It's the fucking news of the century. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I could hardly think of very many things that really kind of top this in terms of what everybody's talking about and in terms of consequences for the world at large. So go ahead and give you the floor for a minute, man. What's your take on Epstein going? All this stuff going down. Give me your 5 minute spiel.
I mean, obviously, no one pushed harder for this fucking admin than we did. I'd have to say, right? I mean, I've spent a lot of fucking time, on the inner zones doing that thing, and it's not like I'm one of these cats, weak-wristed fucks. Like I regret my votes, but at the same time, man, I mean, it's seriously hard to not be doubting the situation. Whether it's Trump himself or a case of like the previous admin with fucking real shitty hires, you know somebody's compromised here. You know what I mean? The Zog machine obviously has a hold, especially the old Epstein's. We know who he was tied to, Ghislaine,
Right.
her dad as well. And then testimony about Epstein's words himself on who he was tied to, who he worked for or with. And this chick has spent most of her time on Fox News and on Jesse Waters. She was basically said like, yeah, we're going to drop names. She distinctly said names, right? I don't want to do the old Mandela effect, like, yeah, she said the list, but I know she distinctly said there's tons of names that will be released, and we know what happened there. They had those quote unquote influencers up there with a binder full of redacted shit that was already public information.
Looking like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah, that was phase one. Phase two is fuck you guys. You know what I mean? There is no list, like you said. And then you got Trump getting defensive. In front of the whole media, the press corps, and basically, you're still talking about Epstein's. Is like, I mean, I don't know if it's you're 80 and you're completely out of touch right now, or you know what I mean, or if you're the full blown head of the cover up at this point, right? And whether it's a deal maker, like we'll quash the Epstein shit, but you guys are gonna let me roll out as much as my agenda as I could get across legally, you know what I mean? Or if it's a full on the Don's on the list, like Elon wants to tell you. I mean, it's hard to guess at this point, but it's complete fucking shenanigans. And then you got the whole Kash and Dan shit. You hear mixed stuff as far as that's concerned. No one's kind of questioned the Dan situation, but then Kash, like just an hour ago or something, he had some talking head on Newsmax, like the Kash is not thinking about resigning with Dan, like that's just hearsay, and
but it's still fresh.
Yeah, but I think they're testing the waters on who they're going to sacrifice. Well, you know what I mean, because it won't be Trumpsicles, regardless of his involvement or not in any of the situation. They're trying to test the waters on who's going to sacrifice, because they think that that's going to do what it would normally do, like here's the sacrifice, this is the weak link. But I think we're past that point. I think, as Grok put it, right, there's too many fellow noticers, dude. You know what I mean?
I think no matter who they sacrifice, you know what my next question is going to be after they sacrifice them? So who was on the list?
Right, exactly.
Right. It's fucking absolutely pointless, man. It doesn't matter.
But I mean, was that bravado? Also, you got to think about that. Like, you had like Brennan and Clapper and fucking, all these cats that were involved, in these ABC fucking agencies, and they held onto this information for years. And or did they? Was the point of that, actually, right? I mean, they had quite a bit of time to get rid of what they needed to, and pick and choose and just leave them all that shit that's already been leaked or put out by FOIA requests.
Yeah, man. Fucking, I don't know. So what's your thoughts on on Bongino, man, I think I'll be honest with you, man. Like I said, I was really kind of happy when I saw that he's not showing up to fucking work. You know, but
Absolutely.
like
Fuck
I
yeah.
said, you like I've been saying the whole time, man. Like if when the whole fucking when they're deer in the headlights, he killed himself video came out. Dude, that was the first thing I said. Is like, fuck, dude. Like, if you can't trust Bongino, who can you trust? And dude, like I was that was one of our things. Is dude, like how he looks like he's being fucking intimidated. Like he looks like he's under duress and shit right now, and it looks like it's true, man. And I think Bongino, I mean, he's enough of a stand-up person. He doesn't want to be part of this type of corruption, I guess. Even like, not even looking the other way. I think he's a good enough dude to where like even though they're telling him like, hey, like, well, we'll get into what I think the whole uh you know Epstein list and everything is in a minute. But I think just them telling them like, hey, like you can't do this and stuff like that. And it's kind of like one of the biggest things in the, like I say, of the century, such as this. Um, yeah, I think Dan Bongino's the type of person that he's just gonna like, well, fuck you, then I'm going fucking home, as I so aptly titled the show. Dan Bongino gives the double barrel family friendly to the FBI
Yeah. Yeah.
over
I
the
mean,
Epstein list.
yeah, that actually had me more fucked up than anything. I was just having a conversation actually yesterday, and they're like, you know, you're the MAGA whoop. You were like, no, dude. Like, I mean, if Trump's involved, I want to know. Like, the part that
Right.
fucks is fucking Bongino. Like, that's the dude that I actually had the more belief in.
Yep.
And, it's that one was a little harder to swallow. Cash, I didn't really know shit about. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah, dude, that like you say, we barely knew Cash, man. If anybody, we're fucking rooting for Bongino. Like we were all there listening to his last show fucking live. Like that dude, he's got fucking the public trust, and I don't think there's anything that you could do to persuade him to fully give that up. That's why, like I said, I think the one thing that I have kind of noticed is how fucking insulting this whole thing is. Like just how like an obvious, just uh, slap to the face of the American people, and I think that's somewhat intentional, is like kind of like Bongino, like kind of like doing like a blink twice if you're in duress. Like,
right.
yeah, I think that's basically
And
them
it's even
them
worse
trying to
though. I
do
mean,
that.
the investigation, obviously, because they're saying that there's no evidence, basically. So they dropped everything against Prince Andrew. Now he's free to travel
Right,
the fucking planet. You know what I mean? You got Dershowitz pressuring Trump to pardon fucking Ghislaine. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't doubt if that comes, if not soon, by the end of this term. You know what I mean? And how the fuck are you going to explain that away? And
right,
this dude trying to lose, like in true Republican fashion. I know, we always said like Trump's a, lifelong, like corporate Democrat. You know what I mean? And but in actuality, and like again, in true Republican fashion, it's like he's trying to lose the midterms already,
yeah.
giving these cats plenty of stuff to run on without having to lie.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, is like of course Donald Trump doesn't have to doesn't have to worry about reelection or anything like that again, but at least during the midterms, I mean, he could be stopped dead in his tracks,
Right.
ultimately.
Lame
Um,
duck immediately.
right. Like there, like I mean, he's still got plenty to push forward on. And so I guess, that I guess kind of how do you weigh this moral quandary? Of course, either one, I don't think Donald Trump's on any sort of Epstein list, anything like that, other than of course the stuff that we know, the flights, things like that. Uh, Again, we've gone through this before. I don't think there's any sort of connection to Donald Trump. I don't think he's implicated in any way on any of the Epstein list. I'll just put that out there. But I do think that he's protecting people on the list. Like I do think
Right.
that he's actively protecting pedophiles, which in my opinion is pretty much just as bad. Like,
Yeah, if you listen to Epstein's brother, like Trump had him rubbed out to keep the shit from coming out.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. And then so I guess that, like I say, that brings up the moral quandary of, well, at the same time, you also have to keep in mind that unless Donald Trump gets impeached and stuff like that, which again, like I'm saying, we don't want to do because you also have to keep in mind Donald Trump is still effective, at what he's doing. I mean, this really is, like I said, it's a big fucking skid mark on his fucking on his shorts right there, but nonetheless, I mean, dude's still kind of smelling like a rose in terms of his record politically over here, So I mean, it really does kind of, what do we do? How do we skin this here? Maybe he's just trying to get out of the way early, so that way people, he'll kind of move forward with this, as he's already trying to say, like, oh, you guys still talking about this. Maybe he's just trying to get this, taken care of and out of the way before the midterms start to roll around. So that way it's kind of, everybody's already kind of moved on, like, I know what the fuck ever, like, at least he's doing this, like, oh, at least he's turned this part of the economy around. Oh, at least he's prevented this war over here. Oh, but at least he stopped this. But I mean, really a lot of his ability to even do that stuff really does kind of depend on his public support as well too, so yeah, I don't really know, like I say, he's still doing politically and for our country a whole lot of good. But I mean, like I say, this is a real bad one in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the mockery of fucking, America, to be honest with you, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as the world's concerned, I'm sure. I mean,
Right.
everybody's looking at this. I mean, you're talking, they're saying a minimum of 1,000 people that this cat personally had a hand in some type of trafficking or abuse. That's pretty rough.
Right.
I don't see a logical way to just, let this play out. Like, as far as, you're still talking about it as if everyone's just going to drop it. Like, it's been happening for years, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I had the video clip pulled up, but then of course, I fuck everything up.
Yep, and then you
That's
start
what
looking
happens
at all
when
the
you
connections.
host a show, smoke weed.
You start looking at all the connections to specific people and places, and it's pretty strange shit. Some of
Right.
the memes, though, of course, the memes are on fire, man. Epstein was always innocent. There's no list, there's no victims, there's no nothing.
Right. there's never been anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
DOJ.
All right, so this is, I believe, the first one that we were talking about just a little bit ago about the files are on my desk right now, and like I've seen the files, they're horrific. Just I'm actually quoting a different one right here, but she's like, oh, they're horrific and stuff like that, but absolutely horrible stuff. They're sitting on my desk. Well, is she lying or like I say, there's really only two actual answers to this. Either one, they're fucking lying to us, or two, they're fucking protecting pedophiles.
Either way, they're lying to us.
Right.
Hey, I mean, that's pretty blatant. You know what I mean? As far as there's thousands of documents and videos, and there's nothing.
Right.
They may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
DOJ may be.
Man, she's fucking deep state, bro.
I mean, she was the AG in Florida
see,
during the original Epstein shit when he got arrested, and they gave him the most
Sure.
reduced charge as possible so he could hurry up and get out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like you said.
Yep,
she has
absolutely,
red
man.
flag laws, but she'll let child predators fucking go, man.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, ultimately, I don't know. What do you think it really is? Just and then at the same time, man, why would he pick Pam Bondi in the first place? Like I do kind of remember when she.
Well,
was
I mean,
being
he picked
confirmed,
Matt
everybody was
Gates.
kinda like, right. That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I guess again, Matt Gates was that kind of Trojan horse. I mean, maybe this whole thing was kind of already, pre-planned before, maybe Pam Bondi and the whole Epstein thing was kind of like a pet project of Trump's or something like that. Because again, where the fuck does the pick of Pam Bondi come from? She wasn't present during anything during the election, anything like that. I don't remember any, uh, sort of big thing taking place with Pam Bondi's name on it. The years prior, she really just kind of came out of nowhere. And well, she was the Attorney General in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, she really just kind of came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, Florida. I like Florida. Like, cool. I'm picking Pam Bondi,
Exactly. And it's also that, she worked for a firm that represented Pfizer, and now she's the AG, and they drop in all investigations into Pfizer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's there's the shit's piling up as far as that's concerned. And like I said, if Dan's the lone fucking ranger out there, he's the only one that has the integrity to be like, fuck this. Like, man, I mean,
This is wrong.
yeah.
Yep.
Again, with even as far as like immigration is concerned, the shit's an illusion, man. They're like, we've deported 150,000 people, but they've already imported 500,000 H-1B visas, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the replacement continues, man.
It's like we've been saying for years, man. Trump is fucking deep state, bro. Yeah. But at least in this respect, he is, implemented. But then again, maybe he's not actually, defending any of his friends or anything like that. Because remember, all these people did attack him and try and fucking lock up Donald Trump. Why would he be the first, the most advocate person to try and get in there and get all this fucking stuff, removed for the people that are attacking him at the same time, especially if he's not actually implemented in any of the files, anything like that. So I mean, ultimately, I do think it is something deeper and beyond. Donald Trump's just like, trying to save his rich buddies, anything like that, as the left would have you believe. And I honestly think it's obviously the Mossad the connection, the CIA connection is basically this the like we've had this discussion before. It's basically the underground blackmail ring that basically keeps everybody of power in line. It's basically everybody's evil, everybody's got shit on them, everybody could be fucking destroyed with the leak of a small video, and that's all it would take. And your entire life, your political career is ruined. So basically Epstein is basically like a dog leash for everybody of power, and so I think ultimately that's kind of like the really the political third rail. And I think ultimately they're looking at it from a more utilitarian standpoint, where it's kind of like the ring and stuff like that. It's basically like, oh well, if we reveal the truth about what's going on with this whole blackmail ring, that we basically approved, sanctioned, have been a part of, we've been fucking working with Israel hand in hand, fucking walking down the street picking daisies, this whole fucking time. And if we let that out of the bag, then the jig is up. What's holding these people, that all of this evidence and these videos and all this stuff is basically keeping keeping basically a grip on their fucking balls. What's keeping them in line? If we release everything, at that point it's basically just going to be bedlam. Or
I think it's cutting deals, fear, or like you said, like old Tim has said, dude, the fucking one ring, bro. I mean,
right.
I think that's the three things.
That's honestly, dude, like out of my just my mind, that's what I think is the most plausible thing. Is just like I say, the whole utilitarian view is basically governments run off of fucking blackmail, deceit, fucking deception, black fucking operations and shit like that. Super top secret fucking shit, even fucking drugging different people and fucking getting them in compromising positions, doing all this crazy shit. I really do think that type of stuff actually goes down, and I think something like this it got too big. Fucking some people some leaks happened in the system somewhere, and none of this stuff was basically supposed to happen. I do think that the whole thing was basically kind of like a world control type thing, or a like an underground control of the powerful elite. Basically kind of like a Bohemian Grove type thing, but for the entire fucking world.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you see like even the video that that they released that, she goes on about it. It always misses that 1 minute, right? The weirdest
Right.
shit to say. But then also, you just had the report come out saying that it was made with Adobe Pro, where they took like a single clip, dude, or several clips, spliced them together, and fucking put it on loop. You know what I mean? That it's
Yeah.
basically just 11 hours of the same fucking footage.
Yeah. Shit. Speaking of which, we'll get into a lot of that right now. Let me actually pull up some of this. So let me start getting through some of these videos, man. So this is, of course, like I said, during the press conference. Let's check it out.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well.
files.
That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
All right, so there's that one, and then let me see real quick if I could just find the Trump. You guys still talking about Epstein? There we go.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Right.
They're trying to play the shame game, dude. That's a page right out the left, bro.
Right. Like we have people dying in Texas right now, and of course, again, like we said, it is a terrible tragedy. But I mean, again, to try and pivot using that, and I do understand that it's supposed to be a press conference for that, but nonetheless, he has to understand how pressing of a subject this is for most people, and so I don't know, like I said, I think it's to the point now where it's beyond like trying to it's beyond the point of deniability, where I don't think we could try and continue to say like, oh, Donald Trump, he has no idea, everybody's just doing all this behind his back. He has no oversight over what's actually going on with the people within his cabinet. Like,
the buck stops with him, man.
Right. And so I think we're past that point. But ultimately, like I said, I think Donald Trump's just trying to get it to the point where people just kind of like
not talking about it. They just forget about it.
Right. It's beyond. It's not in the news cycle no more. Like, oh, we're totally on to different shit now. Like 10 more incredibly fucking mind blowing things have happened since then. But I do want to touch just real quick on what Pam Bondi was saying, and what they've been continuing to say for some time during this entire thing. It's like, oh, you don't want us to release child porn. We're not going to do that. We're not releasing child porn to the public. You wouldn't want us to be releasing child porn. Like, dude, nobody is asking you guys for fucking child porn. Like, you could honestly fucking literally crop out a fucking face out of the entire frame. Like, we don't need the entire fucking video, hours upon hours of fucking weirdo fucking rich elite people banging children. Like I said, you could literally just cut out the fucking face and shit like that. And then, all the other parts of it, if a grand jury ends up indicting, it will be seen by the jury. And that'll be about it. You don't need to release it to the public. But I mean, ultimately, you can fucking go through those videos and take out frames of who the fucking faces of people are. So that way you could, again, bring some sort of evidence before a jury. So that way, I don't know, maybe you could fucking arrest some of these people. But ultimately, no, there's definitely nobody that could even be indicted over any of these videos. He definitely wasn't blackmailing anybody. Again, like I say, just purely insulting.
Yeah, the comment, they all bullshit, and they try to kill Trump. You don't hear nothing about it. That's because of the current DOJ, and you know what I mean. That's again, they did, but they did just have some sacrifices, some minimal bullshit. They just suspended a handful of Secret Service dudes, but that ain't shit. It's just like when a cop, it's like, we'll investigate ourselves. You take a paid vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'll investigate you. You investigate me. We'll all meet up for barbecue at my house later.
Right.
The fuck is that type of shit? All right, so I have the missing minute pulled up here, and they actually ended up finding it. And here's the latest on what we have here. Oh, what's that? I said the memes have been great.
Right. No kills.
All right. But all right, let's see what we could find on this missing minute here.
Footage is missing 1 minute. How convenient. Epstein case? Closed. Client list? Gone.
I'm actually looking for the missing minute, but nonetheless, a lot of this stuff is kind of it's pretty funny. The memes have been great. All right, I think this might be it.
That's funny shit though, right?
Right. Okay, so yeah, you guys probably can't see it down there, but nope, that just makes it worse. But nonetheless, I'm sure you guys have all seen the missing, right? The missing minute. Yeah.
Yet the point's been made over and over, bro. Like, obviously there was people in there, bro. I mean, who found them? You know what I'm saying? Like, they did it during the missing minute.
It's like the missing minute though, And then so in terms of the go ahead.
Not to mention, I mean, she's saying like again, what an odd thing, right? Every night it's missing that minute because that's when they reset it. Like, if that's common knowledge in there, then you got a minute to perpetrate some shite, dude.
Right.
You break somebody's neck in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. Especially make it look like he jumped off the bed. Like, fuck it, dude. Rip his shit real quick and then just throw the fucking thing around the rail real quick. It's not like they're actually gonna do an investigation. They just look like it was sloppily thrown over. They're gonna be like, oh, it was over the side of the rail. He definitely hung himself. So the thing I'm wondering though is this his door right here? Because you see people coming in and out of this door right here.
Right.
And of course this door has some writing on it. So I'm wondering, it looks like this might be like a closet, or possibly maybe it's like another sort of an entry. I don't know what that door is, but you do see people going in and out of that door, but it never does actually show which fucking door is Jeffrey Epstein's. Like I said, you never actually see Epstein in this entire fucking video. So I mean,
right, it's just some obtuse shit. They're just like, here's a random fucking shot of the fucking hallway.
Right. We don't even know if this is actually the same fucking prison. We don't even know if this is the same fucking, cell, the same floor, the same fucking, bunk, anything. But the whole missing minute thing is rather fucking interesting though. Like, oh, like that's always been a thing. Everybody knows about the missing minute. You don't know about the missing minute? Like, dude, the missing minute, man. It's a well-known thing. It's been going on since, I think, what was it, the Missing Minute Act of 1996 or something, like maybe 1992, I believe, actually. So yeah, every night at midnight, the video cameras, they reset one, and it cuts off an extra minute. So yeah, that's also going out to the public too, who, I don't know if you know this, but you can watch, TV and listen to the news and stuff like that in prison. And so apparently, fuck it, dude, from 11:58 and 58 seconds until midnight, fucking free for all. You can do what you want. There's
Right.
zero cameras,
So I
nothing.
mean,
It's absolutely fucking blind minute. So just take note of that, everybody. Right?
yeah, and especially two people running there, you snap that dude's neck and tie him up.
You fucking snap his neck double fast, man.
Right.
It'll be double plus broke.
Yeah. It won't even be sloppily tossed over the rail. That should have fucking. There you go, son.
Right. Yep. So on the whole he killed himself thing, man, what do you think Bongino's whole thing is? Because if Bongino is, if his whole thing is just that, like, fuck, we're not covering this up good enough, and Pam Bondi's not doing a good enough job of covering this up, then I don't trust his moral compass again. If his whole thing is like, yeah, this is wrong and we need to be slow rolling this out, but we need to be doing a better job of it. Then in which case it's cool. Or if he's just resigning because he's just like, fuck, dude, like this, there's so many fucking times that I'm forced to go against, my better judgment of what I should and shouldn't do in this job, and it's like I can't take it no more. Which of those do you think is Bongino's actual perception?
I mean, you hope it's the integrity portion. Like we, you know what I mean? Like we came into power on this platform, and we're immediately going back on it,
Right.
And not to mention what a clownish way to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. And so in which case, if that is his perception, that this entire thing is fucking disgusting and it makes me sick to my stomach just even being a part of it, then in which case there shouldn't be any hope of Bongino actually coming back. It should just be like, fuck it, dude, he was here on Wednesday, we haven't seen him since, man. Like, he hasn't even been picking up his paycheck. I don't know what happened to him.
Right.
If it's something like that, then I believe that would be Bongino's reasoning. Or if it's something like, Pam Bondi steps down and, they continue moving forward, and, it just kind of goes radio silent for a little bit on the whole thing, I think it'll be questionable, but I think ultimately they would be able to kind of slow roll it out if that was their intention. Again, I don't think it is. I think, again, like, I do believe that this is the fucking the third rail of fucking political blackmail, at least on a global fucking, underground scale. And I think that they want to hold that fucking power to themselves. I don't think that they want to let it go.
Right. I mean, but you also have Tom Fitton coming out, from Judicial Watch, saying that after they put in a FOIA, that it appears that they're still investigating, regardless of the public rhetoric, that there's still ongoing investigations. But still, I mean, it's not like they're still going to do it. I mean, absolutely, they just make complete clowns of themselves, no matter what.
Right. So if the whole end result is that, like, oh, well, they end up fucking just spilling it all, just, like having, what, fuck it, you guys want the truth, here's the fucking truth, something like that. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's going to be like that, honestly, but if something like that were to happen and we were to find out all this stuff, Saudi fucking princes, again, we already know fucking the English fucking royal crown, royal family and stuff like that's been involved. But again, like I say, just people of consequence from all over the world being implemented in child a child sex ring, basically. Um, and it ends up having devastating consequences. Nations collapse, fucking wars, overnight. America fucking topples, overnight. We end up, third world fucking, third world annihilation basically throughout the entire world and shit. Like I say, everything just collapsed, and basically fucking we have to rebuild from square one after, a good, 20% of the fucking population's been wiped out or something. Um, do you think, again, like I say, that's obviously that's an extreme. That's why I'm trying to, like I say, paint it as extreme as I can here. Um, do you think that would be worth it morally in order to actually, release the truth? Or do you think it's better? It's like, well, fuck it. This is the gravity upon which our universe fucking functions, or upon which our clocks tick, what's your answer on that?
Well, it doesn't rely on me, so it's obviously
Right.
easier for me to just go off of my own personal thoughts,
Fucking
and of
burn it
course,
down.
yeah, it sets it on fire, dude. Let's, you know what I
Right.
mean? Fucking
Right.
horch the heretics at the stake, but with that power and or threats, you know, credible against my fucking family, shit like that. I mean, it's hard to know what you do, but obviously the El Chomos need to be just set on fire publicly. But but the way I think it should go, like my own personal view on the way it should roll, but obviously that's your personal utopia or whatever, is let the other countries deal with their people how they will. You know what I mean? Like we have no jurisdiction, but I want to know about the congressmen and senators. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's what I want to know about, dude. The cats in our government. You know what I mean?
So what do you mean, like the evidence involving people from foreign nations, just go ahead and give it to their governments or something like that?
I mean, you could. I mean, however they want to drop it. You know what I mean? Fucking, let WikiLeaks drop it and say, act like it was stolen. Fuck, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's just however they want to drop it, and like let the chips fall as they may around the other countries, but can deal with our own. And
Yeah.
like you said, I mean, examples, but we should be pretty good. I mean, it might get rough for a while. I might even see fucking serious depression era shit. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I mean, this is a pretty resource and rich soil fucking country, bro. I mean,
I mean,
easy to grow food.
it would honestly be the collapse of this world order. I'm sure that this has been a thing probably since fucking Israel became a nation. I mean, I'm sure that there's been a lot of different psychological, global psychological operations and stuff tied around, psychological and blackmail operations and stuff tied around, the formation of Israel, the formation of the New World Order, all the, post World War II, you know, stuff basically.
Right? I mean, it very well could, or it could be just the expulsion of the fucking, old guard, the majority. I mean, not to say that there's not any younger people involved or whatever, but I
Right.
believe a lot of it's the fucking lizard carcasses, man.
I mean, ultimately, I'd be for it. I mean, I'd just, like I say, try and do what I can to try and make sure that my family fucking survives and stuff. I'd try and keep my head low throughout the whole thing. Um, but yeah, obviously, like I say, it would be pretty fucking devastating, societally, to have some sort of bombshell like that come out and just basically all society throughout the globe just collapses and just starts to reform from uh, a a new fucking era of the world, I guess, a new era of the world order.
Yeah, but you almost need it. It's like a renewal. It's like
Right.
after the rain, son. Because I mean, obviously, we're ruled over by fucking chomo lizards and fucking mass murderers,
Yeah,
and then
purge the evil.
yeah, and then the the product of their policy throughout the last 5-6 decades has dumbed down the populace to the point where the vast majority. I know, like I couldn't go run a bank or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much mid-level management most of my
Right.
fucking adult career here, man, and It's so I could see, definitely be some work. It would be rough, dude. It's only going to get worse before it gets better. But at some point, when you're like, fuck, man, like let's shake off the lizards as they devalue the fucking dollar, steal every bit of wealth out of the country. You know what I mean? Mass extraction before everyone does anything. It's like, dude, you lost 92% of your buying power now.
Right. Well, but then
Sorry
again, I
about
mean,
the sound, dude. It's fucking hot out this bitch, bro. It's
yeah,
Arizona.
yeah,
Gotta have a fan.
right, no worries. But I mean, then again, like I say, the I mean, fuck, dude, the collapse of something like that could lead to a completely new worldview, world order as we know it. You know, like I say it could be something more multipolar. It could be, another nation's just been sitting back in the fucking wings, just watching, waiting, and shit like that, and then just and like they implement their plan, and they end up taking over fucking half the world the first month, and then moves forward from there on or something like that. Well, the world falls into chaos, they rose up, something like that. Or like I say, it could be like I say, a multipolar world order. Um, or it could just be fucking total chaos and anarchy for a generation or two until things start to reform. You don't know. Like I say, that could be something. Again, we don't even know if money's going to be the same way. Of course, if things degrade down to so far an extent, I mean, shit, dude, we could be trading fucking coins and bullets and shit like that for
Yeah, I
some
mean that
time.
and mainly because these fucking same lizards have devalued your dollar. Why they buy Bitcoin and gold, man?
Right.
Fucking real estate.
So yeah, some fucking brass case rounds of 9mm are worth more to me than gold right now. So I'll take those. Right.
I mean, gold's timeless. I definitely feel what you're saying. Food and water is the most important, but you know, ultimately, fucking, gold's timeless, man. It's been currency for thousands of years, bro.
Right. Yeah. Fucking
Hedges.
no, it's
We're
actually
going to
been
bottle caps.
currency. The the might to enforce behind it. No, I was kidding. Right.
Yeah,
It's
I
he who
mean,
has the gun.
that's
That's what creates
yeah.
reality.
I mean that's the dollar. You know what I mean?
Right, right. That's the thing. I mean, we do like to say, quite often. I mean, the whole reason that the United States is top fucking dog of the world and shit is because our dollar and things like that. Really, I mean, the whole thing is it's because the size of our fucking guns, the level of sophistication of our technology, when it comes to things like war, the size of our bombs, our arsenals, how much we spend on our military as opposed to other things. um yeah, I think really that's what makes America the actually great in a
Absolutely.
practical reality,
That's our
realistic.
number one export.
Right. Fucking death, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, you suppress other, rich, would be rich nations, right? Resource rich nations. You suppress them, fuck them up. You're staying on the dollar. I mean, like you said, without, that's what they don't want to tell you. All these black ops and, budgets and whatnot. Without this Leviathan fucking military apparatus, we would have already not been, the trade currency. I mean, it's basically like insolvent. You think about a company you invest in and they're 37 fucking trillion dollars in debt. You're like, oh no, that's solid. We'll just, we'll keep buying that up. Like, come on.
Right. Yep. That's what I think ultimately, man. Fucking, even if the world were to plunge into chaos and stuff like that, America will probably be all right as long as we get a little bit more patriotic before the shit hits the fan. As long as we get a little bit more, people that are willing to build America the way that America is supposed to be. Um, I think we'll be all right if the shit were to hit the fan in that sort of sense. Again, America has stockpiles of fucking ammo. Both our governments and our citizens have massive amounts of guns, ammo. We're fine. Plus, again, we're totally isolated by oceans on either side of us. Ice to our fucking north. We're good. Um, So yeah, I think ultimately, if the shit were to hit the fan, as long as we keep America, the spirit of America alive, I think we'll be all right. Um, I forgot. I'm a little bit stoned now. Where did I start off with
It's
this?
hard. It's hard to do with the fucking whole you know immigrant replacement fucking
Right.
plan. The old
Well, I mean,
fucking
that's part of it. Again, like I say, that they're trying to be over here like, oh, like it's such a horrible thing, but you know, and polls are showing that fucking, it's only you guys that are fucking and the rest of America's like, good job, we voted for this.
Absolutely, it's not happening enough. Like like I said, they've actually brought in more H-1Bs than people they've deported. So,
Right.
I mean, the same train's continuing, and
Well, I
it's
mean,
just with that people just tend to look the other way. Like, well, that's cool, man.
simply going back to hypothetical though, like I say, if the shit were to hit the fan, again, it just shows that there's sentiment for homeland people as opposed to um foreigners. So in which case, if shit were to actually hit the fan, pretty sure we'd start rounding up fucking foreigners first and driving them either to the borders or to the fucking grave sites or whatever, what have you, let them pick their own poison.
I think
uh,
there'd be pockets. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
for instance, like in Michigan or Minnesota, there's strongholds of specific fucking
right,
ethnicities or religious fucking zealots, whatever.
right.
And
But I mean, when the
they'll be
bullets start
strapped up as
flying,
well.
like I say, those pockets, they'll get swallowed up real quick. Hopefully, like I say, this is all speaking hypothetical. Well, let me
I
tell
mean,
you about future
I
America.
mean, yeah, right.
But
I mean, yeah,
nonetheless,
I believe it'll be a little bit more intense than people think, just for the
oh
simple
yeah,
fact that these people come from third world countries where violence ain't no thing, dude. They disregard you know human life. You know what I mean?
right. Well, I mean, if it does fall into that sort of shit hitting the fan, and like I say, America does choose to come together, in a sense as a nation, at least the strongest among us, those who are willing to actually fight, come together as a nation. Um, I think I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, we'll fucking take them foreigners out real quick.
I mean, obviously, I'm a grown ass man. My country's my country. I definitely, die for it. But again, I've just been, the prime example of an American slave. You know what I'm saying? My whole life,
Right.
dog. That's all I've just done is just work.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're gonna be a slave, you might as well be the best fucking slave that ever slaved this fucking slaving ass fucking nation,
Hell no. Fuck no, dude. It sucks. It took till you start getting over in age and to actually consider the fact, like, dude, that's my time, son. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I said, now I'm good. Perfect
Right.
position. No more long days. I'm good.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I try to make each one of them count, man. Each one of them's a blessing. I fucking party every night. I fucking do fucking all kinds of good stuff. It's I live it to the fullest, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I spend a lot of time with my family. You know, do all that good stuff. So you guys should too. And if you don't, I'm gonna judge you because I do it. So you
And
should too.
praise the creator of the inner zones, dude. Old Al Gore's peace be upon him.
Yep. Fucking a la Al Gore's.
Funny shit, dude.
Right.
What's the next one?
Um. Oh yeah. So. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I think that's it. You got anything else you want to throw in on the whole Epstein cover up thing? So basically, it's do a quick sum up, man. Do a quick sum up of our findings here today.
I mean, it's pretty obvious to anyone with eyes that there's some fucking, some shenanigans happening. I mean, it went from, we're going to release it. Well, it went from, during the campaign, Trump himself mentioning the situation and, we're going to release this information and, and then it goes from old Bondi getting hired in to the AG that was in Florida during the original Epstein shit when he was charged with minimal stuff instead of the sex with children that he was actually committing at the time, and it ended up walking away. And then now she's in charge of the federal courts, and obviously, he can't be charged, but she's not even going to let us know the real deal. And again, with the whole porn thing, like, I mean, no one, like you said, no one's asking for that. We're asking for information. I don't even need to see videos. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And you know,
What
and
if they implement
again,
fucking Pam Bondi in a way?
right, right,
Like
but
like
it's
being
diminishing.
someone paid by her by Epstein or something,
Yeah, but it's diminishing any kind of achievements that you could say. Like, we had a series of wins, like in the courts and whatnot, but no one's even thinking about that at the moment, and you're given fodder to lose the midterms. So you got to wonder: is it a deal that important, or is Trump willing to throw it all to protect himself? I mean, who knows,
Right.
right? And
Yep.
just like the JFK shit and the MLK, like she's mentioning. You'll never fucking know, man.
Right. Yep. I think ultimately it's like, people say that Donald Trump's going to he's going to have a moderately okay presidency. He's going to get a couple things passed. He's going to get a couple things done for us. Ultimately, we're not going to get much revelation, which again was the one thing that I've been kind of, real upset about. I've really been kind of having to force my mind to understand the point of view of a I guess somebody playing at that high of a level of power within the entire scope of humanity. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you're not just somebody making decisions. Like I say, you're somebody that's going to be in history for, like they say, that sort of a scope has got to be different. A
Yeah,
different
but
sort
it
of a
seems to
pressure.
revolve mainly around just, two countries in reality. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said,
Right.
it's Mossad, the CIA. And I mean, that's who this dude had fucking tied to, regardless of, the actual end results. That was the means, right? And,
Right. And
I
that's
mean,
what I
it's,
say. I think, like I say, I think it was the ring of power that has been basically the driving force between all of everything going on in the world, for the past several, decades. And yeah, I just think that they don't want to throw it into the fire. I don't think that they want to give it up. I think that they want to, again, like I say, keep that. Again, one of the funniest fucking things that everybody that I think fucking Tim Pool likes to point out quite often is like, oh, everybody said, like fucking, oh, Israel's going to be, involved or something like that with the whole Epstein. Well, funny thing is, actually, Israel's the only country that isn't involved within the Epstein files. The fuck does that tell you then? Like, the only fucking country that they don't have dirt on, like Israel, is the cleanest country out of all of them, according to the Epstein files. What the fuck does
no,
that mean to you then?
it's the
Right.
JFK, it's the JFK files that they weren't mentioned in.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was the
man.
JFK
We
files
don't.
that were
Yeah,
mentioned.
we don't know who the fuck's mentioned in the goddamn Epstein files. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
mean, we know about flight logs only. So we have no idea. It's the JFK shit, and everyone was tripping.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
killed them, and then it came out where it didn't even mention them, and they're like, "What does that say, man?"
Right. Says that they were a fucking blossoming fucking young country at the time, and they weren't too big. They weren't let too deep in on the secrets just yet.
It's not even that. Like you said, they didn't have shit. They just got recently brought over from Poland and Germany and fucking all these other fucking
Right.
places and building up their scab society, man. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, they're full on fucking scumbag corrupt nation at this point now.
Right.
They're fucking
Yeah, and I
players, no
give two
games.
shits. So you got
Right.
fucking cocksucker ass so-called conservatives that are always on the inner zones, the anti-Semites and fucking dude. What'd you leave the foreskin fucking festival early, son? You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here, man. You know what
Right.
I mean?
And so that's
Kick rocks.
like I say, that's one thing that I've had to wrap my head around this past couple of weeks when in terms of, like I say, that was that. I mean, that's really kind of been my initial thought from the beginning. Of course, you've been seeing all the fucking, Donald Trump fucking, cultists or the Donald Trump fucking dick beaters and shit like that, all saying like, oh no, Donald Trump has no idea. Like, this is all Pam Bondi's fault. And, definitely Donald Trump has no idea what's going on about all this. I'm like, from the start, I've just been kind of like, no, that motherfucker knows. Like, that motherfucker knows something. Like, that's been kind of my gut feeling the entire time. And so, yeah, like I said, I've been putting together, fucking lists and things I want to talk about and shit like that. But yeah, ultimately, like I said, I think that it's just a level of power of which we probably do understand. We see what's fucking going on here. We see what you guys are doing here, but I think it's a level of power that controls a lot more than we understand. Not, like I said, not like saying if you wouldn't explain it to us, we wouldn't be able to understand it. But I'm sure that it goes probably a whole lot deeper than we actually understand. And so, yeah, like I say, just that level of power, it's almost kind of like you fucking pedo protector. Like, God damn it, you better get fucking prices back down. You better get manufacturing back here, you fucking pedo protecting son of a bitch. It's almost kind of like having
but
to.
at the same time, that's the whole fucking, bring in foreigners to make the GDP go up. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna fuck you in the long run, man.
Right. Yep. But ultimately, like, I think Donald Trump's wrestling with the being put between the place of, well, am I going to be a moderately good president that people are going to remember, or am I going to be the president that, if I can release the Epstein files and the world collapsed?
Right.
Yeah, I think he's. I said Donald Trump is a fucking egocentric, maniac, and so I think ultimately his ego and how he's remembered is more important to him. And so I think that's his whole thing, is just like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to use this power here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this done, and this done, and we'll call it a fucking day. That's it.
On the lighter side, dude, they reported a fucking monthly surplus for the first time in 20 years. I don't understand how they could ever claim a surplus as the debt continues to rise, dude. Like, you don't have any extra monies, dude. Right. You know what I mean?
It's government math, man.
Right.
Yeah, fucking that good old government math. You got to spend a lot of money to make a little bit of money, and then that way we cut the deficit. The fuck are you talking about, Grandpa?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
Yep. That's why, if I find it funny, the BBB, are you talking about the Build Back Better? Like, no. We're talking about the, what is it? Fucking the big, beautiful bill,
man.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah. I mean, kind of at this point, beyond, the increases where you'd like to see some spending, you know what I'm saying? Like, immigration, obviously bumping it up from like 3 billion funding to like 45. So they'll be like one of the highest funded government agencies now, which you'd like to see. But again, that's just, Leviathan type shit. You have to make cuts to blow shit out like that. And none of the Doge cuts have been set forward. Even the ones that they said that they were putting institute, they've quietly, rolled them back. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, again, like the major disappointment, as usual, comes with the Republican Party, because ultimately that's who holds power. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Senate, but then you have
chambers and the fucking and the executive.
Right, but then you have the parliamentarian who was put in by a Democrat that's in there fucking changing the bill, just as singularity as she feels it should. So basically, like, you have a dictator that no one elected, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, we could remove her, but it's outside of the norm,
Right,
like
and the Democrats might do that to us when they retake powers. Like, dude, who gives a fuck, man? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
you have the power now, wield it. And that's even the thing, like we were just saying with, the last topic there, the old Epstein's, is even if it is the fucking ring of power, these cats don't know how to wield it, dude.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like the Lord of the Rings, dude. Like, I'm gonna take the ring, I'm gonna wield it, and then he goes out and gets fucking laid down. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
Right.
man.
Yep. Yeah. And
That's the part that Tim never talks about. He's always, it's the ring of power, dude. You know what I mean?
right.
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 You remember the next scene? He fucking gets murdered, and the fucking ring goes into the waters, man.
Oh, they tried that. They only hit his ear though. Yeah, man. Fucking. So, what's your take on Elon during this whole thing, man?
I mean, like I said, dude, he's obviously hyper, intelligent dude, probably one of the greatest minds of our time, right? But
Pretty emotional,
politically
I'd say
retarded.
though.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean
say he's politically
that's
emotional, even.
yeah, that's the horse tranquilizer, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
it's dude. I mean, the third party shit. We know. Look at the Libertarian Party. What's the highest they've ever gotten? That was like with fucking Gary Johnson or something, right? Like 2.6% or some shit. So I mean, third parties obviously it'd be great. Don't get me wrong, right? The concept is awesome, but you just get completely blacklisted by the media, shit like that. And he can, well, I own X. Well, I mean, X is slowly becoming fucking truth, bro. I mean, to be honest with you, and you know, he's a weird dude, and the flip flopping is a little to the extreme, and especially to throw out there like Trump's on the Epstein files, and then the next day we're like, oh, I'm sorry, sis, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And
just
then the
kidding.
next, yeah, and then the next day he
I
throws an
shouldn't have said all that.
H-1B. Yeah, and the next day he throws an H-1B out, like, go ahead and start this America party. Like, what a way, right? A South African fucking puts an Indian to file for a political party, the America First Party. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I mean? And so,
Right.
there's a lot about Elon I never liked. And of course, like, you got the richest dude on the world pumping up, the presidential candidate that you're pulling for. Of course, that's a huge thing, right? I'm not going to bullshit you. But at the same time, we talked about it then that the dude's always been a liberal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yep.
ultimately, he still is. I mean, I think that he's just another foreigner that thought he was going to buy political fucking sway. Which I guess he did to an extent, right? But at the same time, like I just said, all the time he spent doing shit, none of it's been codified or actually rolled out. So that was just
Right.
wasted time, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Fucking. Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump. He's kind of elected to destroy the ring, but Elon's over here kind of like, fuck, man. I thought we were like elected to like wield it. Yeah. I thought we were just bullshitting him on that. Yeah. Like, right. And so,
But I
yeah,
mean, you
like,
got Trump rolling it out, though. I mean, he's also, down with Peter Thiel, the fucking Palantir shit, and that's like social credit score, bro. Like, I mean, that's what that is. You know what I mean?
yeah. But as you can see, I got this nice Photoshop that I made here of Elon Musk superimposed over the face of George Soros, which is basically what he would be, because of course he can't run for office. He's not a United States born citizen. I mean, he could run for office. He just can't run for president. So basically, he's just going to be the person that sits back and funds future presidents. At least that's what he's trying to do with this new America Party. Which, dude, let's talk a minute about where do you think parties are going to be going from this point out, especially if I don't know, like I say, if things don't go right with fucking MAGA. Honestly, I think at that point the shit's probably going to hit the fan. But ultimately, where do you think that parties are going to go? I think ultimately, the MAGA party, or at least what remains of it, is going to move forward with JD Vance, and of course the other like-minded people that have been along for the MAGA ride for the past few years. But what do you think is going to happen with the Democrats and the other fucking America Party?
I mean, I don't think the America Party is going to do shit. I mean, you have like a lot of the people that you would attract to like a third party or an America First theme, just clowning it. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're
I'm gonna go start my own party. And
yeah, the dude, but he had the dude that he put to run it is the same dude that runs Tesla, and he's a straight up H-1B visa cat. Doc. You know what I mean?
right,
And obviously, like you just said, Elon's a foreigner himself, And then, you have the people that are backing it are like Mark Cuban, you know what I mean? Like Ron Perlman, like people that have just been, made clowns of themselves again. They used to blow
Right.
Trump until he ran for president. And then they've spent the last years of their winding down careers just trying to talk shit. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's going anywhere. I think the Democrats are trying to stay the course, man. They
Yeah.
double and triple down. They're trying to change faces. They're throwing different people out there, Mom Donnie and Jasmine Crockett. They're trying to see which ones stick and shit. You know what I mean? They're having a hard time. Don't get me wrong, but they're still trying to stay. They're still trying to stay the course. They're on TV saying the most clownish shit on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And as far as the Republican Party, I think well, what is now, the MAGA Party, if they lose the midterms, everything's fucked. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like everything's fucked. They're like 2028 's fucked. I guarantee it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless the Democrats, if they did win the midterms, unless they are able to destroy the joint by 2028, dude, everything's fucked. And JD obviously just like old fucking Pencil was tied to fucking Trump. You know what I mean? It's gonna ruin his shit too. Like, I mean, I didn't know shit about Pence, a fucking weird bastard. But apparently in the Republican Party, he was an establishment guy that they would have threw support behind. And then after Trump, you see he runs, and it was like laughable. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Dude got like a 0.5% all point.
A kid threw a fucking water balloon, pegged him in the fucking head when he's going down the street. Remember that?
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah,
was great,
and then
man.
if the Democrats aren't able to stay the course, they're just gonna I think they're gonna go more radical, dude. Because
Right.
I think that's the only thing that splits their base is they're not radical enough.
And so really,
Which is
so much is riding on this fucking midterm right now, which really does kind of beg the question if, like I was talking about
vote
earlier.
harder. It begs the question: should we vote harder? All right,
Right.
like fuck, dude. Like we're sitting here, talking about how we went hard
For
for
the
Trump. Things are fucking up. So then you're like, well, the midterms, bro. Like, we got to really vote hard again, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, man.
well, that's what I'm saying. That
Vicious cycle.
that's what I'm trying to get at. That's obviously that's still the plan. I don't think the plan is to like fuck it, blow everything up, and we're just gonna have civil war for who gets the next presidency. I don't think that's the plan. I don't.
Royal Rumble.
Right, pretty much. But ultimately, I do think that they're still planning on moving forward, and I still think that they do want to win during the midterms. I do think, like I said, I think I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get this out in the open early. I think they're trying to rip this fucking band-aid off early because they're like, fuck it, dude. We know that we're not going to be able to release these Epstein files, but we already fucking talked so much about it. We made promises on fucking TV and shit. And it's just kind of like, just go out there and say there is no list. Like, are
Well,
you serious? Like, just fucking do it. Like,
But even still, like you said, you've been spending a lot of time, with the fam, bro. You jump on the inner zones, man, and it's a lot of people that supported Trump for years that are on here
right.
like, dude, this is so fucking
Oh,
fucked
trust
up,
me, I've been watching it. Like I say, I'm fucking
But
one
it's
of
not even the Epstein shit, right? It's the fucking ran on no wars, dude. Immediately with the
Mhm.
Houthis and fucking bombing Iran, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, and of course it's at the behest of fucking the coin clippers and shit. You know what I mean? Which it's blatantly obvious. And then mass deportations not happening. And I know the big beautiful bill just passed, right? And ICE is going to get this funding, but at this point, current trajectory, we're looking at fucking maybe 10% by the time fucking this tenure's over. And again,
right.
he just keeps importing hundreds of thousands of H-1Bs, man. So like he's replacing more, bringing in more than he's deported. So I mean, there's a lot of fucking shit that is really not happening. And how people love to say like Trump listens to people, like he throws out an idea and there's a major backlash. He usually fucking flips and tries to appease the people, man. Well, I mean, dude, I don't think he's even doing that. The dude's not reading his truth comments no more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Well, and like I say, I'm kind of in that boat as well too. Like I say, I mean, I'm still wearing the shirt, but that's kind of ironically and shit. I mean, I've this past week I've been pretty fucking pissed. Like I've been like Dude, that piece of fucking shit, like that son of a bitch. Like I said, I even wrote down, like if I don't think he's on the list, but that motherfucker is definitely protecting fucking pedophiles, like, and that's, like I say, and that to me, same fucking, no difference, I mean, you might as well have fucking been to Epstein Island yourself. Because I mean, like I said, if we don't actually get any sort of definitive answer, if we don't get any sort of actual truth, any names, any fucking evidence, if we literally get nothing, the way that they've been fucking pissing in our face and calling it rain, as we have been now, in my mind, they're all fucking pedophiles. They're all fucking guilty. Then, like, fuck all of them,
Yeah,
and,
that's what I said,
and I
man.
say
He's
that
throwing the
includes
whole
Trump
thing
too.
down the shitter. That's what I'm saying, and
All
that
right,
blows, man, because that's what I know. You're not supposed to put hope in fucking individuals, of course, because you'll always
right,
be disappointed. But my hope was for the movement. But obviously, if the face of that movement is fucking not implementing what the movement was built on, everything's fucked. You know what I mean?
right, right. And so, I mean, shit, dude. Just in which case, man, just put your fucking hope in Jesus. Get yourself some fucking guns and ammo, and hold on tight, guys, because it's gonna be rough.
It could get worse, especially with current news, with fucking law enforcement, federal, and like local and shit getting shot up. What I mean, it's only escalating as far as the left is concerned. And of course, you probably highly doubt it because scam tifas, black bloc, whatever. It's that's it's what they roll with. But then you hear reports that all the people that have pulled triggers at cops have been foreigners at this point. So I mean, again, like, and that's not saying any particular one, even because I don't know, but like if that's the case, it's just one more reason to implement the will of the people, like which was
Right,
the platform was mass deportations, not we're going to deport criminals, not we're going to grant amnesty to farm workers, fucking not, you know what I'm saying? None of that bullshit, man.
right. So yeah, I mean, shit, dude. It's gonna be interesting time. Interesting times.
Yeah, dude, absolute fucking slime game.
Right.
Yeah, dude. And then you seen the shit in California. I mean, you got the left freaking out trying to attack police again at this fucking weed farm in Northern California where they have underage fucking foreign slaves. And then you have the governor there, old fucking Dracula Bateman, coming out and you know posting on X and whatnot, like Trump's the real scum. He's messing with farmers, and this is the backbones of America's economy. Like underage children farming weed is the backbone of America's economy, dude. What the fuck, bro? This isn't 1780, dog. Like, you know what I mean? We're just built on tobacco farms, son. You know what I'm saying? It's not. What the fuck?
Right.
Like, dude, the left is a terrorist organization. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, but it could be comedy or what have you, but it's legit, man. And especially, with the current trajectory. And anyone that like, we're sitting here saying what's wrong, what we see wrong on the right, but these cats can't accept at this point everything that you find vile and disgusting or abhorrent, dude. That's what these people fucking stand for. You know what I mean? Anything that's good for America, they protest against and are willing to commit acts of violence and fucking destruction, dude.
Right. Yep. That's why fuck it, dude. Just burn the place down, man.
Because they're the left.
The fucking
That's what I
left.
mean. Sometimes you need a little renewals, bro. I've said it. I've been saying it on here for like 2 years, man. Like sometimes you need a little fascism, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, it's real.
Just sometimes, like I say, this ain't the fascism that I voted for.
Yeah.
God damn it! I voted for
Right,
way
but
more
it's
fucking
the stories have been hilarious. Like they're shackling fucking foreigners up and throwing them out in the Mediterranean, and
right.
you know what I'm saying? Just
Some of them
fucking
washed
hilarious.
up on the sea, man, in Italy.
Yeah,
You wouldn't believe it, bro. It's
they're
crazy.
dropping them in waters that are known to be frequented by fucking large amounts of sharks, man.
Right.
And people are getting
Fucking
mad, millions of views on TikTok and shit, making these dumbass videos. Dog.
man, fuck it, man. It makes the world go around, I guess.
That's even the head of one of the school boards in California County where that weed farm bus just went down. He made a video and he's posting on there like from scene, like they're busting fucking strawberry farmers and snatching people up for no reasons. Is you know what I'm saying? I mean, just dude, they're pushing. I mean, they want acts of violence, of course, not only for them to commit, but the left wants the right to react. They're fucking just waiting. You know what I mean? But with the old Trumpsicles, like you said, he doesn't got to run for office. This was the whole key. If you remember, we talked about this during the campaign. The whole key was that he doesn't have to run for fucking office again. They're gonna call him a fascist, fucking regardless of what he does, and it's limited time because the Republican Party are spineless fucking cucks. So you got to get shit massively done before the midterms, and obviously the hugest portion of that platform was deportations, man.
Right.
So just do it. Just pull the hammer.
Let's check out some of this hammer pulling down here in California. I think this is the school board president you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Identify themselves. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they've come from. And they have masks on, and they are pushing this line, and they have grabbed 2 protesters so far. They grabbed 2 protesters, the first one because he just wasn't moving quick enough, and they just jumped on him, on his back, and we were all yelling, let him go, and he was going, what did I do? And they jumped on him.
What did I do?
Right? Then the second time, there's a disabled man in a chair, right, who's trying to back up in front of a truck because that truck over there is stuck in the fields because I was told they snatched the guy driving. So the guy in the disabled wheelchair was trying to back up, and the guy who was on a megaphone who has been giving information on the protester side, telling people to be peaceful, telling people, giving them instructions, he went to help, and I saw them. They grabbed him. They went after him. And I found out he's a CSUCI faculty member. And so there's been these armed guys since I got here around 1:15. There's about 6 or 7, and they've just been quiet. I'm okay. And then about an hour ago, all these guys with the sticks and the shin guards pulled up in those armored vehicles.
Yeah, throw it out there. Shin guards.
We don't know.
Right. They're pulling out their sticks and their face shields so we couldn't even spit on them. Like, it's so rude.
Dude, it's hilarious that now a big part of their paradigm is fucking we got to demask these officers, and it's not just like these content creators and shit. It's legit sitting congressmen and senators and fucking the governor and you know what I mean, mayors and like I mean and you obviously again I always say the left will have you sticking up for some shit that you normally would fucking absolutely abhor, right? I'm definitely not a blue line dude, but they wear those shit for their protection, not only in case of projectiles and whatnot, right? But for the simple fact that these lunatic fucking commies, I mean, they're trying to commit acts of violence right there on the police, right? And so they're trying to dox these cats and their families and all this shit, and that's why they want them to take their masks off so they can get video and photos.
Take a look at
to be outside of their houses and fucking with their kids, and you know what I mean. Like that's what the thing is. They're so vehement about it, trying to pass laws and whatnot.
Yep. And yeah, that's why we got this video too. They're already, like I said earlier, they're starting to shoot at federal agents, all that type of stuff. They're getting
this is the latest.
They're getting beyond the
3 days.
Right. This is a couple. There's a few of them. Fucking one ICE officer got shot in the neck, right?
Yeah, that was the first one. This is the most recent one that you have pulled up right here. I don't even know if there's video of the one where he got shot in the neck, but
I don't think so. I haven't seen any of it.
Take a look at this video right here. It appears the protester fired some kind of gun at federal agents. This happened this afternoon. It was a really chaotic scene at the time. A lot of smoke was being launched at the protester, and it appears a protester fired back with that weapon. It looks like he fired at least a couple of times. We have not heard about any agents being hurt.
It's pretty crazy stuff, man.
Yeah,
Like I said,
and you know, I mean, you
there's already people trying to like, oh, it was the BB gun, like, oh, it wasn't real. So I'm like, who cares? Like, if it looks real, I mean, we've seen it, countless times before. Like somebody pulls out a fucking a BB gun or something like that, cops are gonna fucking light you up. They're gonna turn you into fucking Swiss cheese. I mean, like,
yep, or
yeah,
run
you're
you
like, I
down.
mean, right? Like this is beyond the point of you know fiery but mostly peaceful protest at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and where is that shit, right? I mean, you almost like to let's bring back the '60s. These cats want to act like it's a civil rights movement again and shit. Well, give them a little taste of it. Bring out the dogs and the fire hoses and fucking, you know what I mean? Start lighting these
Right,
cats up. Isn't that we pay these cats and they've, they exercise violence with impunity, except for when you actually need them to or want them to, man. You know what I mean?
we voted for that too.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, they bring in these cats that are standing there, and don't get me wrong. Obviously, it takes a pretty solid dude to stand there and have these fools do this shit, and you just stand there and not do shit. But at the same time, you're just standing there and not doing shit. You know what I mean? Like that's not your job, bro. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
right,
it's the whole Floyd thing. They're scared of fucking riots and stuff, but they're like, it's like, bro, they're already burning shit and trying to murder you. You know
right.
what I mean? Like.
Well, I mean, at the same time, I guess the thing I can't understand is just all of the collateral people within there. You can't try and shoot at this guy, with all these people
I'm
around, and
saying
then
they could have
there's
sure
also, I'm
fucking
sure,
ran his
people over
ass
there.
down, dude. And they're like, "You're involved
Right,
too,
right,
Black. You're all terrorists, dude. It's an organization." What happened to them pushing to label Antifa as such? The whole Jerry Nadler fucking, the penguin standing up there talking about it's an idea. Obviously, everyone with eyes and ears are well aware at this point that surely isn't the case, even if you were dumbfounded then. I mean, they fly flags like they basically wear uniforms. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's the same as the whole gay ass Fed Patriot Front, dude.
right. They're fucking funded and everything. They're funded, organized. Like, yep. There's definitely people that can be arrested for inciting riots. Of course, especially everybody that, as we've seen, some of the people that they hire for security and stuff like that, who are also affiliated with their same people, who apparently
Open
is
firing into crowds and shit.
right, right, and just fucking killing people, killing somebody that just happened, or shooting at somebody that just so happened to have a gun at the same event that they were supposedly being security at, and killing somebody that wasn't even the intended target that they were shooting at. That person ended up running away, and then the police charged the person that ran away, that was just there, that just so happened to have a firearm, which is his constitutional right to go ahead and carry it openly, as was the so-called security. And yeah, that's what ended up happening. And
But supposedly the dude carrying the firearm was Scam Tifa, which ultimately was like more on that guy, those dudes' sides, the security fucking guy's side. So they're just morons all around. You know what I mean?
right, right, it's just fucking idiots, dude. It's just idiots LARPing.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't get me wrong. I like to go out there and LARP on the weekends and fucking all that fun stuff. But I mean, I go out to the fucking desert. I ain't trying to fucking go to potential fucking war zones and shit like that and just hang out and pretend to be like, oh, I'm fucking security. Yeah. Like, no, I'm cool.
Even the cat like just carrying a rifle. I understand it's his right and whatnot, but who the fuck does that, bro?
right,
Yeah, I
right.
mean that's stupid shit, man. Even those
Yep.
Second Amendment auditor dudes and shit, like you're just trying to cause problems, man.
Right. But I mean, nonetheless, none of this stuff should have taken place. Like I say, we really, all of this, shit. Like I said, it shouldn't be taking place. I mean, they I don't know, whatever. But either way, let's get back to some of these fucking dumbasses from the illegal ICE raid. The illegal ICE raid, because they're not allowed to enforce federal law on state lands, because everybody knows, states supersede the federal government, because it's written in the 10th Amendment that the 10th Amendment supersedes the entire preceding constitution before it. Everybody knows that.
Right. But except for when it comes to abortion or COVID
Right,
shots or
right, right. Things that aren't explicitly, given within the Constitution. Yeah,
Right.
like the security of the nation and its borders and the people within as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's in the Constitution.
That's solely with the judicial branch.
Right. The highest fucking branch in the land. Right. Yeah, I remember the judicial branch used to be a fucking joke back in the day. Now they're fucking
kings, man.
Right. Now they nationwide injunctions for everybody. You're getting nationwide injunction, nationwide injunction, nationwide injunction. Which one nationwide injunction I do remember that they are trying to push was for the pistol braces. They were trying to do a nationwide injunction on that, and the courts, the district courts decided that federal injunctions, they don't work in that situation, in which case it would only be for the plaintiffs, which was Gun Owners of America and I think the Firearms Policy Coalition at the time. So and then of course the entire pistol brace thing was thrown out anyway. But at the time they were trying to do a nationwide injunction to be able to get pistol brace relief for everybody. But they at that time those district court judges decided, oh nope. Nationwide injunctions aren't a thing. You could only do injunctions to file to get relief for the plaintiffs in this case. So yeah, they know what the fuck they're doing this whole time.
Constitutional rights are like a state thing, man.
How come the mask isn't helping?
They took your mom?
Fucking people are insane.
Right. You're like, don't worry, little Juan, you're going to. They're just going to be
right.
Nice to your little power.
All right, we're just not going to zip tie you up right now. It's okay. They're coming.
Right. He's rubbing. He's rubbing all the fucking crystals, fucking sap in his eyes right now, crying and shit.
He's not crying because his mom. He's crying because of the tear gas, you guys. Right?
Just got done picking weed in the sun.
Right. My favorite part is that lady. Your fucking cloth mask isn't saving you from the fucking tear gas. I thought that was fucking. That maybe you should have wore two. Did you consider wearing two? Maybe that would have helped you. It's fucking ridiculous.
Right. It's Alyssa Milano status and shit. Look, my grandma made this for me. Is that a fucking knitted mask? What the fuck?
Right. That fucking crocheted, bro. Like, why would you make that?
It was cool. It was the shit. It was the shit to be a retard, man.
Right. Everybody was doing it. If you didn't have a mask, you wasn't cool.
You're right. I just had to carry one for work, dude. Sometimes clients were like, "Could you wear a mask, man?" And I was when I'm at work, I have to be like, "Yeah,
yes, sir."
Right. Please give me money, sis.
That was I didn't, like I said, I was fucking apolitical until they started telling me to fucking when I'd walk into like a Circle K to pay for my gas, like, oh, sorry, sir, you gotta go back to your car and get your mask and put it on, then you can come inside. Like, you pieces of shit.
Right. I'm right here right now, man.
Right. Like, yeah, dude. I think that's what fucking radicalized me. Was being told to go back to my fucking car to go get my mask before I could walk into a fucking gas station. Like, you pieces of shit, I hate you.
Right.
Yep.
That shit was such clown world, wasn't it, bro? You'd be walking around Walmart or something, there's a bunch of old people mean mugging you over their masks and shit. Fucking
right.
Hey, what, man?
People were fucking insane, man.
Right.
That was
holy
definitely
shit, you're breathing air.
That That was definitely probably a pivotal moment within American history. That's definitely going to be within our history books down the road. No doubt
Yeah.
about that. I hope that the fucking mask mania is part of that part of American history.
Yeah,
Not
it's
not just
definitely in the history
it
pen, dude.
was COVID, and like fucking I hope fucking when they talk about COVID, they talk about the people that went crazy over masking, and the people that basically I hope that when they look at COVID, they look at how not to handle a respiratory fucking pandemic or something like that. Like, fucking-
You just
and-
look at like what fucking retards, man.
right, like
Absolute stooges.
make it a case study in fucking medical science and corruption and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right,
If you could flip those fucking pardons, it'd be great.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you see old Biden's doctor, the White House doctor, come in and was supposed to, testify in front of Congress, pled the
Right,
fifth.
plead the fifth,
Repeatedly.
nigga.
I plead the fifth.
Divisive. There's
Yep.
so many amendments to the Constitution. I can
1,
only
2, 3,
choose
4,
one.
5th.
I choose a fifth. Yep. So yeah, he's of course pleading the fifth. Of course, it doesn't imply guilt, you guys. And of course, it just gives you the fucking plausible cause to think that he's probably fucking guilty.
Yeah.
And of course, that's dude. More scandals within the past fucking decade than within the past, I guess, several decades, I guess, because it's been a pretty nonstop faucet, but more compact and fucking constant within this past decade than ever within American history, I'd say, man.
It's been pretty wild. It's been a rough one.
It's been nuts. It's been nuts. And I think a lot of it does have to, it's as I used to talk about back in the day, is just maturation. I think we got to a point where we got comfortable, and then we were just like, yes, like all our problems are solved. Like we control the world finance, we control fucking the liberal world order. Everything's gonna be beautiful and smooth sailing from here on out. And then that lasted like 2 fucking years, and then fucking people got bored and just like, you know what, we need to start doing this. No, we need to start doing this. Like, oh man, people think we're doing this, like we're not doing that. No, we need to start doing that. Like,
Right.
I think that's what happens. I think our government got too powerful, and they couldn't just let peace be. They couldn't give peace a chance, bro.
They got to keep
they
justifying their pay and stuff, man. And
right, they got
keep trying to
megalomania.
increase it. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking straight megalomania took fucking hold, man. They just went insane.
Megalomania and paranoia together, bro, and fucking monies. That's a great combination.
Right. Yeah, we tried to build the Tower of Babel, and of course it came tumbling down real quick.
We're about to find out. I said, man. I mean, see what we can get done still, and if we can pull anything off in the midterms, because I don't know, man. I think as the days go by, it's looking a little more bleak.
Right. And so yeah, man, that's why I said I hope fucking Trump's got some sort of plan, but either way, you slice it, no matter what. It's a bad look for Trump on the Epstein thing, which of course, like I say, it's a huge part of your grade, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but all you can hope for is more rollout of fucking what was promised, and a lot of that funding's coming with this bill that just passed, and so I mean, that's all you can hope for at this point. That's the whole white pill on it, is you can still hope for economic prosperity and whatnot. It's not completely doom and gloom. It's
Right.
just as soon as it's over, I guess fuck that guy, you ruined it.
Right. That's why I say, man, my fucking perspective on it at this point is fucking lower the fucking prices of shit, you fucking pedo protecting son of a bitch, and get out of here. Like that's my thoughts on it at this point. It's like, whatever, man. Like if you get some things done and they actually end up paying off in the long run, and they stick, and they actually do make America fucking marginally great again, I'll accept it. Like But nonetheless, man, like, yeah, this is kind of like I say, it's kind of like a good mate, like a good fucking third of your grade. So
It
you
sucks though, because
flunked this one.
ultimately you got to accept whatever. Because even though, like,
Right.
Joe Biden was a fucking lizard carcass, I mean, that
Ultimately, we
was
ain't got no
still your
power.
president,
And
Yeah, so
and
it's
of course, I definitely want to clarify to I don't think anybody actually thinks this, but to anybody that might try and twist this or anything like that, no, I don't agree with the fucking left on anything. Like, I just don't agree with Trump on this one thing. Not necessarily don't agree with them. I find it absolutely abhorrent, and it really does change my view, on the guy for a good while.
a
But
good while
nonetheless,
forever.
you motherfuckers have scandals and lie and fucking get caught in lies on a fucking daily basis. Tell me about the Steele dossier. Tell me about fucking Joe Biden's mental health. Like, oh, tell me about fucking the COVID vaccines. Oh, tell me about, fucking this, that,
Fades
like,
and monkeypox and
right.
fucking.
Like, you guys fucking lie on a daily basis and do it with a smile on your face. And when you get caught, you pretend like, oh, nothing. Nope. So you guys are freaking
Magazinophobic, dude. Come on down to Chinatown.
right. Like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely still do not agree with the left on just about anything.
Absolutely nothing, dude. I mean, even the left. I'm sure if it was coming out, they would be the ones that are trying to protect people. You know how they roll. Like, I mean, they hold criminals in high esteem. Floyd, Garcia. That what the hell's that other cat, Khalil or whatever the fuck, dude. The one that's trying to sue the Trump admin right now for what is it?
Mahmoud Khalil,
Yeah,
that
fucking
fucking the immigrant dude that he's trying to get rid of.
Yeah, he's trying to sue the Trump administration for $20 million, dude, for illegal detainment and shit. And I mean, dude, I mean, at that point, it's like, dude, just chuck this dude out. I mean, that's what I mean. I want to see catapults, bro. I want to how you got like the old Tim crew out here, like the right out here talking about helicopters. That's going too far. I mean, how far do you go? I mean, I mean, they're out here trying to kill law enforcement and the fucking president, and you know what I mean? Like, they're burning down cities, shit like that. Like, how much of that are you supposed to let go before you either have
Right.
to make an example to calm the crowd or just forcibly calm the crowd?
Right. Yep. Of course, everybody's over like, oh, like, they're not gonna actually do anything. Like, they're just out here. They're protesting and stuff like that, or they're rioting and stuff like that. Like, no, like I say, like, this has gone from the point of past protest, past fucking so-called insurrection. These are fucking like insurgent fucking strikes. These are fucking terrorist attacks on our nation at this point. Like, this is so far beyond the pale. That it's just they've done it incrementally to where it's just like, oh well, it's just a little bit worse than last time. Like, oh, it's just a little bit worse than last time. Like, dude, like, they're shooting at the fucking cops. Like, they're fucking making organized plans to fucking lure police out and then fucking shooting at them. Like, dude, like this.
Right, lower them out with fireworks and fucking
Right.
yeah, fully
Like,
set up.
yeah, this is fucking beyond. Like, you can't fucking justify any of this anymore. Like, you need to fucking go, like, dude, like I said, fuck it. Yeah, obviously, like I said, there's nothing that we can do about the whole fucking Epstein thing. Like I say, if that's the fucking, and honestly, I think that's another thing too. I think if they would have just fucking come out and be like, dude, this is the fucking third rail of fucking geopolitics and everything taking place in the world right now. It's so far beyond what we're even capable of telling you or even capable of hinting at, so far beyond what you could even comprehend, that we're just going to stop fucking talking about this and we're going to move forward and we're going to go fucking bust up Antifa. We're going to go fucking deport people and then actually start doing it. I think it'd be like, you motherfucker, but at the same time, like I say, it's just kind of insulting that, they're just like, nothing to see. Like, nope, don't ask
Dude,
questions.
even if they wanted to run with that lie that they're currently running with, dude, they should have started from the beginning, right? I think old Pam fucking Blondie fucked it up by going on Fox News and
Right.
running her fucking mouth, dude, trying to be cool and stuff, right? I just assumed the position of powers is. But if they shouldn't have ran with that. They should have started from day one. Made a couple of examples like fucking old penitentiary face Brennan and fucking what the hell's his name? Old Lurch, the ex head of the FBI. It's not even coming to mind at the moment. But the head of the FBI
Comey
that
or
yep,
Brennan
exactly.
or Coney?
Dude,
Yeah.
Brennan was CIA. Fucking
Yes,
Comey
Brennan's
was
CIA.
FBI. Make an example. Throw those two fucking lecherous fucks in prison, and run with the lie that these cats destroyed it. They should have ran with that from jump, and then everyone would be like down with them. You know what I mean? Pitchforks, and they'd still be on fully supporting the administration's ride, except for the whole war thing. I mean, you saw some fallout from that. You saw Dave Smith come out. Fucking almost frantic. I don't see that guy like that. You know what I mean? We got to impeach him immediately. You know what I mean? And, I mean, I'm not even trying to go that route, but at the same time, like, fuck, get her done.
Right.
Get her done.
So, kind of going back to what I was, talking about earlier about this being, the whole Epstein thing just being kind of a strategic release. Again, like we talked about, we've talked about over and over again tonight is the midterms, man, and how much our future hinges on that. So, do you think that if they choose to sacrifice, Bondi, like, oh, this is all her fault, yada yada yada, and then they do start just playing coy about the actual Epstein files, but instead they go fucking full on blitzkrieg on everything else. Like I say, they're like, this is early. This is still within the first couple of months. It hasn't even been a full year that he's been in office, so he's still got not plenty of time. Like I say, clock's ticking, but nonetheless, it's still early in the first half of his term. So, do you think that they're trying to get this out early so that way they could say, fuck it, they'll sacrifice fucking Pam Bondi, she'll die on the hill of fucking Epstein, and they'll start playing coy with it, and like we're looking into it, and this and that, and or and then on top of like I say, whenever they get asked about it playing coy, we'll just completely fucking shift their opinion, their perspective by we're gonna start taking down, like I say, Comey, fucking Brennan, fucking we're gonna take down fucking the Biden crime family, like if they start actually rolling fucking heads, in the way that they said that they're going to, do you think that would be sufficient, or like I say, rolling heads, and then at the same time, like I say, squashing the fucking left riots, fucking terrorist dissent on in these majorly liberal cities and stuff like that. Like I say, if they just go full on, like I say, the fascism that we actually voted for the next fucking year and a half straight, do you think that they have a chance of saving their asses in the midterms? And on top of that, of course, saving America. Well,
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Economics.
This third rail.
That's always going to be the major thing, but I don't think they'll ever be able to live the Epstein shit down. I think that'll be a dark cloud from now until the fucking end. And people aren't going to forget that shit. They're not going to let it go, but it definitely could be enough to fucking keep, momentum going as far as the admin's concerned by doing exactly that and then making some serious changes economically. And that's the thing, because currently, just since Trump, has been in office, like, again, like you've lost a couple of percents of value on the dollar. I mean, like you just said, it's only been fucking 6 months, man. So, at some point you got to stop the bleeding. And I understand to implement, the platform, you needed that first bill with a large price tag, a little ridiculous, increasing the military budget to $1 trillion and whatnot. But especially like the ICE shit's needed. And there is other good things in the bill, as far as tax cuts and all that shit too. I mean, but I think it can be saved. But again, like, I don't think he should have signed the bill.
Right.
I really don't, dude, because it wasn't his bill. It was put in, Congress changed it, then it went to the Senate, they changed it, and they sent it back to Congress. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it was fucking as molested, man. That thing was all
even
chopped up
even
and ugly.
yeah, even the tax parts, right? That again, the platform was built on the no tax on tip shit like that. It had all sorts of stipulations put in there, and fucking, it ends when Trump leaves office. You know what I mean? Shit like that, dude.
Right. That's what the big beautiful bill ended up looking like at the end of it. Of
Right.
course, there's the whole thing that we were kind of, well, at least I was pretty upset about was the Short Act and the Hearing Protection Act being taken out of the big beautiful bill. But of course, they did keep the provision of the $200 tax being removed, which did, or at least thus far, it's being argued in court right now, has resulted in some interesting results for the National Firearms Act, because of course the National Firearms Act was disputed when it was first enacted, and it was decided that it is capable of being upheld in the fact that it is not a registry as much as it is a tax, right? So if they got rid of that tax, because of course they're not allowed to build a firearms registry, right? And so the National Firearms Act does effectively build a firearms registry, but they're using it under the guise of it's a tax. Just you have to fill out all of these forms in order to pay us this tax, and you have to allow us. Of course they've encroached more and more, but of course this all hinged on the fact that this was imposing a tax, right? So if you get rid of that tax, then it also gets rid of that court decision and that argument that the NFA can be upheld by the fact that it is imposing a tax. It is not gun regulation. It's not a registry as so defined. But if you take away the tax and you just keep the registry part, well, then it becomes a gun registry, and it's therefore not allowed. It's unconstitutional. So of course they're suing in court right now to get the entire National Firearms Act removed. Of course, even if we just get short barrel rifles and shotguns and suppressors, again, that's good enough for me, man. If they get that removed outright without having to, re-vote on it and, recapitulate to the fucking left and things like that. Yeah, that's cool with me. But, yeah, that's definitely one cool thing that's come of this big, beautiful bill thus far, but ultimately not that beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean, I have people that those deductions and shit will help, as far as on tips and stuff. But it's a deduction. It's not
Right.
like you're not supposed to still report your tips and shit. You're still supposed to report and pay, and then there's a deduction. And you know what I mean? Like you're gonna get a tax return. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. I only operate with cash, so I don't report that. I'm just kidding. All you fucking 6 people out there, don't report me, man. I don't get paid anything for this job. I work a 9 to 5, man.
I work like an 8 to 2, man.
Right. But yeah, man. So what's your thoughts on Texas, man?
Horrible shit, right? And of course, the left to never to let to squander a horrible moment as usual, right? Never let a tragedy go to waste. They immediately tried to. It's Trump's fault because of the cuts that he made to staffing, and they were shorthanded. And then the actual head of the air traffic control there come out and said they were actually overstaffed. That normally they would have like 1 to 2 people, and they had like 5. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't an issue as far as that's concerned. They put out the warnings. But it was, late. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning or something, I believe, that when the first one went out. So, I mean, most people are fucking sleeping. And, but tragedy, of course, I mean, horrible. You've seen a whole, camp of little girls, be washed away. I think only 2 of them were found alive, man. They were up in trees. Just some, rough shit. Some kids found some sisters that were found and still clutching each other. I mean, just horrible news. And flash floods are real, though. Of course, again, the
Right.
left are running with it, not only with the whole let's blame Trump,
Climate
but
change.
also, environment's the climates. And we live out here in the desert. Well, we're well aware about flash floods. They happen fast as hell, and they kill people every year. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, this is a large scale, like again, horrible tragedy. I'm not trying to compare nothing like that. But again, we see this every year here in the desert.
All right. Let's go ahead and take it from our chief political compass, Rosie O'Donnell. No, wrong one, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. There's Rosie. So let's go ahead and hear what she has to say. You do notice she does kind of have the same lower smile as Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I've always kind of noticed that, man. Like it's always been something that I can't not see. You know, but it's pretty similar.
It's the Don with contacts and a wig, dude.
Right.
A different wig.
He's his own biggest critic. That's how he fucking stays in control, man.
That's all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities.
Forecastables.
These are the results we're going to start to see on a daily basis because he's put this country in so much danger. Shame on him. Shame on every GOP sycophant who's listening and following the disastrous decisions of this mentally incapacitated POTUS.
Unfortunately, in the wake of this once-in-a-generation natural disaster, we have seen many falsehoods pushed by Democrats such as Senator Chuck Schumer and some members of the media. Blaming President Trump for these floods is a depraved lie, and it serves no purpose during this time of national mourning. So to any person who has deliberately lied about these facts surrounding this catastrophic event, you should be deeply ashamed.
And you know,
right. So of course we didn't need Caroline Levitt to explain all that, but thank you nonetheless. So yeah, of course Rosie O'Donnell went absolutely insane. Of course, she almost fucking had it there, but then of course she had to. Of course everything is Donald Trump's fault. You know, Donald Trump controls the fucking weather. He did this, man.
But also, I know the press. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I know the press secretary's job is to spin no matter what, right?
Absolutely.
But I hate the whole, once in a generation, like just say like these floods happen about once every 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's happened before. And again, I mean, even further north. I mean, I live in Michigan, big portion of my life. And, there was an actual flood where I legit had to swim home once, dude, which, people hear that kind of shit. It's I had to walk up, uphill to school in the snow story, but legit shit. I had to fucking swim home, man. And, I mean, shit happens. And of course, again, I'm not laughing at the tragedy aspect. I mean, that portion is, horrendous. That's the last thing you want to see or hear. But again, the flooding shit happens, and to always try to twist words to, fit an agenda is just ridiculous. Just tell the truth, man.
Right. But then how would we get money for climate change if we did that? Man, it does. I don't understand your logic here.
Right.
The truth.
Because even saying that once in a generation is playing into the climate shit, really.
Right.
Because they'll use that too. Like, see, it shouldn't be happening.
Generations. All right, so let's go ahead and check out some of these crazy fucking lefties comments on the whole Texas flood. So Mrs. Butters says, "Rut-row, Texas, what you gonna do? There's no FEMA to pick up by your bootstrap. They gave it all to ICE." So what's your thoughts on FEMA?
I mean, you got mixed on that, right? I mean, there's a few times that they've come through, but there's even more times that they haven't. They seem to fail, especially with the old Biden regime.
Right.
And we'll see.
It was pretty selective at that during that time.
Yeah. But I think it should be abolished. I think that most states will have the manpower and the ability to deal with that as long as they have the funding, and that's where you could come in. Sure. I mean, you could throw in some federal dollars. I mean, obviously it's our countrymen. You don't want to see them fucked up. But at the same time, do we need another bloated fucking government apparatus that doesn't do its job? Absolutely not.
Right. And it was what was it, North or South Carolina? One of the two over there. This last couple of years ago. I mean, fucking, yeah, they got hit pretty bad with the hurricane. And what do we see immediately? We saw the local folks out there with their tractors, moving trees out of the fucking roads, clearing pathways,
Yeah.
bringing supplies to people and stuff. And then we even saw FEMA come in and try to fucking stop those people from doing such activities. Like, no, we're the federal government. We got this. And like, you guys are impeding with our work right now. It's like, dude, like, can you move aside? Fucking, but yeah, dude, ultimately, shit. It's fucking Texas. I'm sure
Yeah, and
they should have some tractors around. Of course, again, this is a major, catastrophic flooding. This is a major tragedy, and you know, but ultimately, like I say, it's I'm sure at this point, when it comes to to clean up things like that, there's going to be plenty of people out there, helping out and stuff.
even here in Arizona, I mean, we have pretty large scale wildfires on a pretty regular basis, and we have fire teams obviously in different counties. If it's out of control, fire teams come from other counties to help out. I mean, that's again, that's why you have that state apparatus. It's that's why you pay
Right.
those dollars.
Right. So let's see what Ron Flipkowski has to say. The people in Texas voted for government services controlled by Donald Trump and Greg Abbott. That is exactly what they get in. Let's see, JUCA, whatever the fuck that is. Texas deserves every flood. God has spoken, and it hates Texas. Let's see, usurp the
Dude,
chef.
absolute goals, bro.
Right, these people are fucking disgusting, vile creatures. We've had this discussion before. These people, they hate God, they hate the concept of God, but they love using it in an argument. That's their go-to when it comes to arguing with the conservative. Like, what would Jesus do? Like, I don't believe in Jesus, but I want to ask you, what would Jesus do?
He'd whip you out of the temple, dude.
Right.
Fucking deviant.
Yeah, he cast you into the fucking lake of fire, you piece of shit.
Right. I didn't
Right.
come to bring peace, but a sword.
Yep. Let's see. Mike Bat 99 says, "Good. I'm glad. Did it take Rogan with it too? I can only hope. Texas deserves it. It's God's will, of course. That's what God would have wanted, right? Republicans. Ha ha ha. My empathy for these redneck rejects states is zero. So fuck them. I hope more to come. Let's start the hurricanes." All right, so remember when the fires were taking place in Los Angeles? Were we over there like, haha, look at all these rich people's houses burning down? Yes, no,
I
we're
mean,
like
a little bit.
a little.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because of the whole there's no water in the fire hydrant, shit like that. Like
Well,
obvious
no,
incompetence of leftism.
we were laughing at their incompetence, but what I'm saying is were we laughing at the lives destroyed and the people like losing all their shit?
Absolutely not. That's still your countrymen, right?
Right. Or as opposed to these people, they're like, haha, like I have zero empathy for these people. Like I say, we were able to laugh at the horrible fucking management and the effects of socialism as we see currently. The California starting to roll back some of their environmentalist, policies and things like that, much to the chagrin of the left. But yeah,
They're still not helping out the people though, dude. I mean, you got all that burned property, and they've only put out something like 100, allotments to build. You know what I mean? 100 permits, and thousands of people lost their homes.
Well, I mean, it takes a few years for them to default on it, and then they're able to seize it. So it's going to take a little while, but they'll turn it around in about.
BlackRock needs that,
right? Yeah. Until then, we will keep delaying, stalling, and one of these days they'll eventually give up on the land.
Yeah, because you already have new scum out there. Like, we got to think of new ways to build Los Angeles in a way that's more equitable and environmentally sound.
Right. Yep. Fucking, and they want this guy to be president.
I think that's dead in the waters, dude. I think that guy gets fucking absolutely just torn to shreds every time he posts anything. Like, you ain't hearing nothing about his podcast no more, are you? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that fool's just, man.
The left fucking hated his podcast, dude. Like the only people that watched his podcast were fucking conservatives, and it was really
Right.
just to laugh at him.
But that was his point, though. He was trying to do the whole reaching across the aisle and moderating, and like, see, I'm not that bad of a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Right.
cooler than Trump, man. Like, no, you're not, dude. It's not even. You know what I mean? Like, you're a straight douche car salesman. Not that Trump's cool. He's a
Fucking
fucking
lizard
80-year-old.
carcass.
Right, but you know what I mean? Like, you're slimy, bro. Like, there's a huge
Right.
difference. And Trump may even fucking be literally slimy, but you know, he's got the persona. I mean, it's what he does, bro. Hence the reason, like, you know, his TV show was #1 for fucking years.
You're right. Yep. But of course, you know, the left, they're still hoping and wishing on a star that their left wing Joe Rogan will find them one day.
Fuck.
These people are fucking retarded, man.
Yeah.
But,
No, dude, you talk about retarded, right? What about the, you know, Ketanji Brown's fucking dissents here recently? I mean, just even
recently,
getting
since she fucking got put on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I mean, well, since her fucking confirmation hearings,
Right.
and right, and you know what's even funnier is, like, you know, other Supreme Court justices just publicly roasted her like several times, man, in a week, and
Right.
then this chick's immediately out speaking in public again, which, you know, most judges, I mean, you really don't see them doing that. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be at least put up the persona of being unbiased, and you know, she's out there like, you know, the health of our democracy keeps me up at night. You know what I mean? But she just shows every time she opens her mouth that she's a complete moron, and all the plagiarism claims from, you know, her college years. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's real deal, because she has no idea what's going on around her. She has no clue of you know, precedents, jurisprudence, or actual constitutional law.
Yeah, how bad has your nation become when, I mean, you know, the Supreme Court has DEI quotas, you know?
Right.
Fucking
That's
A,
good
man.
old Joe Bribens and fucking, again, Barack, dude. You know what I
Right.
mean? Well, I guess kind of fucking Trump stuck to that by replacing Bader Ginsburg with a chick that's, you know, also been a disappointment. Here the last week, she's done great.
Right.
The way she's voted and the way she just roasted Ketanji Brown. But ultimately, I think she's voted against us more than not.
Right. Yep. But crazy fucking times we're living in, man. Anything else you want to throw in before we start to wrap up?
I guess that's it, man. Smell uses guys as laters, and thanks for sweating it out to the oldies with us, dude.
All right. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like this video, share it out with your friends. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. And yeah, as always, fuck off.